Hello everyone, my name is Gerald Scott. I'm a doctorate student in business administration at the University of Incarnate Word here in San Antonio, Texas. My co-author is Ryan Lunsford, PhD, also with the University of Incarnate Word. I'm excited to talk to you today and to be a part of the AABRI conference. The title of my presentation is Against the Odds: How NIO, a Chinese electric vehicle startup, is redefining the automotive industry. Electric cars have a long history that dates back to the early 1800s. Many people will be surprised to learn that at the beginning of the 1900s, a third of all cars produced in the United States were in fact electric. The modern electric vehicle, by comparison, is still in its infancy, having given rise within the last 2 decades. The growing demand for electric vehicles is due in large parts to increased understanding and awareness of the threat that ICE, or internal combustible engine vehicles, present to the environment, our health, and our future. As a result, the transition from internal combustible engine vehicles to smart electric vehicles has in recent years become a priority of economies around the world. In fairness, no conversation regarding electric vehicles would be complete without acknowledging the contributions of the current industry leader, namely Tesla, which has the distinction of bringing the world's first mass-produced, highway-capable EV to market. That is according to a 2014 study by the Department of Energy. Since the release and ultimate success of the Tesla Roadster in 2010, followed by the Model S in 2012, the number of pure EV startups and transitioning ICE manufacturers have grown exponentially. As you can see on this chart, the electric vehicle market in the United States has remained flat since 2020, following record sales in 2018, while sales in China and Europe observed 36 and 60% compound annual growth from 2016 to 2020 respectively, compared to 17% in the United States during the same period. Today, I'll be discussing NIO Incorporated, a pioneer in China's premium electric vehicle market that designs, jointly manufactures, and sells smart connected electric vehicles that are driving innovations in next-generation technologies in connectivity, autonomous driving, and artificial intelligence. Specifically, I'll cover 9 key areas that sets NIO apart from its competition. We'll start with the business model, navigate on Pilot, which is NIO's versions of autonomous driving, NIO Power, NIO Life, battery as a service, battery swapping technologies, partnerships, artificial intelligence, and infrastructure. From there, I'll tie it all together with a summary, and we'll end with the conclusions of the case study's findings. So, without further ado, let's get started. We know that NIO is a pure, smart electric vehicle company based in China. But exactly what type of company is NIO? And what business model and strategy does the company employ? To start, NIO is much more than a car company. Established in 2014 by serial entrepreneur William Li, NIO has a current valuation of over $63 billion US, making it the 9th most valuable automotive company in the world, at just short of 7 years of existence. From its business structure chart, we see that NIO has several wholly and partially owned subsidiaries that function both independent and in support of the parent brand. For example, XPT, which is NIO's e-propulsion platform, including electric drive and energy storage system, produces electric powertrains for both NIO and external customers, or more accurately, for its competitors. In addition to being based in China, the world's largest market for electric vehicle sales, we see that NIO has engineered a strategic footprint in both Europe and the United States, which happen to be the 2nd and 3rd largest EV markets, respectively. One of the more differentiating aspects of the NIO business model is the NIO User Enterprise. This particular arm of the organization is responsible for the public face of the company and has invested a great deal of resources in cultivating a loyal and dedicated user base through both online and direct engagements. For example, NIO total sales since inception in 2014 is just over 130,000 vehicles total. However, the company has over 1.6 million registered NIO app users to date. The company bypasses the middleman by conducting direct sales through meticulously curated establishments called NIO houses, and their smaller cousins, aptly referred to as NIO spaces. NIO houses can be thought of as upscale airline lounges that serve as exclusive spaces for NIO owners and their guests to relax, socialize, and engage in activities tailored towards creating a unique user engagement. The NIO house is one cornerstone that the company employs for changing the car owner experience. Navigate on Pilot is NIO's advanced driver assistance system, frequently referred to as autonomous driving. Introduced in 2020 through an OS update, the system offers, among other features, automatic navigation both on highways and ramps, smart lane switching, and vehicle overtake based on road conditions. Currently, NIO is one of only 2 companies within the broader EV space that offers this feature. The arrival of NIO OS Update 2.10.0 now allows vehicles to automatically maneuver into NIO's 2.0 battery swap stations, of which we'll cover in more detail later. The Navigate on Pilot system is constantly evolving, and updates take place automatically via firmware over-the-air protocol, which ensures that all NIO vehicles are operating with the latest software push. The Navigate on Pilot system in the company's first sedan, with scheduled delivery starting in Q1 of 2022, are reported to boast 33 high-performing sensing units, including 11 8-megapixel high-resolution cameras and 1 high-resolution LiDAR, with a detection range of 500 meters and a computing power of 1,016 teraops per second. In May of 2021, the company announced a cumulative 1.2 billion miles driven, which was achieved in just 3 short years with a fleet of under 100,000 vehicles. Now having exceeded 100,000 units sold, it's safe to say that this figure is accelerating rapidly. While other EV manufacturers are closing in on adding similar features to their driver assistance stack respectively, NIO and perhaps Tesla are several years ahead of the field. And the company's dedication to continuous improvement means that it's a competitive moat that's not likely to be circumvented for several years to come. NIO describes NIO life as food, music, exploration, being together, living well, learning, the places you go, how you dress, the joy you feel. In short, the experiences in shaping a joyful life. Not exactly what you expect from an automotive company, right? Well, as I mentioned before, NIO is much more than a car company. With the advent of NIO Life, NIO, the company, effectively blurs the line between manufacturing smart EVs and being a full-blown lifestyle brand, which is something none of the other industry participants are remotely pursuing. Like other aspects of the company's business model, or master plan if you will, NIO is deliberately pushing the boundaries of what a company is, can, or should be. With millions of products sold annually through its online presence, the outside world is quickly waking up to the company's popularity and broad appeal beyond the vehicles it produces. NIO is as much an e-commerce platform as is an automotive company, a technology company, and yes, a lifestyle company with the stated mission of shaping joyful lives. In the description for its consumable products, NIO lists the principles for its food development as follows: safe ingredients, traceability, over 400 quality control points, and no extra additives. Suffice to say, this represents a standard second to none. At first glance, it might be tempting to conclude that NIO is a type of company that's a jack of all trades, but king of nothing, as the saying goes. However, the company's penchant for delivering quality products and service state otherwise. Moreover, the revenue from the different facets of the business model continues to grow year over year, which is something that both institutional and retail investors tend to rally around. While both charging infrastructure and electric vehicle battery range continues to increase, it's the convenience of being able to pop into a service station to top off your internal combustible engine vehicle that remains a major hurdle towards EV adoption. Back in 2013, when NIO was first conceptualized, its founders anticipated this drawback and made the critical decision to develop its platform around battery swapping technology from the ground up. Fast forward 8 years, and NIO is the world's only mass-produced, highway-capable automotive manufacturer where battery swapping is a standard feature across its entire fleet. But what is battery swapping technology? Quite simply, it's a module-based system for electric vehicles that operates along the same principle as traditional gas service stations. But instead of spending 5 to 8 minutes refueling with petroleum products, your battery pack is swapped out with a fully charged module within 3 to 5 minutes. Some of the advantages of leveraging battery swapping technology include completely eliminating battery degradation over time, as NIO systematically checks, service, and replace modules not adhering to established standards. User preference regarding battery capacity, i.e. the flexibility to choose a higher capacity battery for, say, doing longer road trips. The ability to hedge against battery technology improvements, allowing users to simply swap out their current pack for an improved one as batteries become more advanced. And finally, automated swapping that allows Autopilot to maneuver the vehicle in and out of the swapping station without user interaction. It should be noted that battery swapping technology isn't new, as other manufacturers have considered the technology. In fact, in 2013, Tesla actually implemented a similar feature for its Model S. However, the program was quickly abandoned, stating a lack of public interest. What is new is the method and scale in which NIO has employed the technology. Currently, NIO has over 350 battery swapping stations across China, with a projection of 700 by the end of 2021, and 5,000 swapping stations both in and outside of China by 2025. The swapping units are built off-site and are installed in less than 24 hours with a footprint only requiring a space of 2 standard parking spots. Moreover, the company has 466 U.S. patents pertaining to battery swapping technology, which holds significant implications for the future of EVs going forward. Battery as a service, which entails leasing instead of buying the battery pack when you purchase a new NIO vehicle, is a natural extension of the company's patented battery swapping technology. Though the initial higher costs of electric vehicles continue to decline, currently electric vehicles are significantly more expensive than their internal combustible engine counterparts, and a large portion of this expense is attributed to the battery pack. By decoupling the battery from the vehicle, NIO, through its partnership with other vendors, significantly reduces the overall cost of the vehicle. Battery as a service users can buy a NIO vehicle without the battery and enjoy more than $10,000 off any model, which is a considerable amount. But when combined with EV rebates, it places the top-tier brand within the reach of consumers of whom it would otherwise be price prohibitive. Moreover, the user chooses the battery option based on their requirements and are allowed to move in between plans as necessity dictates. Best of all, users gain peace of mind by eliminating costs associated with battery degradation over time, thus improving resale value when the times come to upgrade. The value to NIO in offering this service include increased vehicle sales and additional streams of revenue. However, a not so obvious advantage is that it entices prospective buyers into NIO's growing ecosystem aimed at creating value and cultivating long-term relationships. Companies have been working together for mutual benefit since the days of the first establishment. A strategic partnership occurs when 2 or more businesses combine forces to expand their brand's reach. From an investor's perspective, it helps to gauge a company's ability to build alliances in support of executing its business plan. Since NIO pursues a strategy more closely related to a technology company like Apple rather than a traditional manufacturer, striking the right balance in its partnerships is key toward its continued success. Whereas NIO is close hold when it comes to underlying technology, design language, product function, and user interface, the company, however, prefers to rely on skilled, experienced practitioners when it comes to combining these elements into a finished creation. Some of NIO's more notable partnerships include JAC Automotive Group, or JAC for short, a state-owned manufacturing corporation that currently assembles all of NIO's vehicles under the company's close supervision. Mobileye, an autonomous technology developer in Israel who plans to use NIO's vehicles in its robo-taxi fleet. The Hefei government, who in partnership with NIO is developing an electric vehicle industrial park within its province. Sinopec, a Chinese energy giant looking to convert hundreds of petroleum service stations into an EV corridor. Ford Motor Company, who seeks to use NIO's charging infrastructure. And finally, NVIDIA and Qualcomm, who aims to develop the next generation of automated vehicles. Kathy Woods of ARK Invest lists 5 innovations that her team believes represents a multi-trillion-dollar platform. These include blockchain technology, energy storage, artificial intelligence, or AI, robotics, and DNA sequencing. Of the 5 technologies, NIO and its subsidiaries are directly engaged in 3 of the 5 platforms, including energy storage, robotics, and our current topic, AI. When you think of AI, the automotive industry isn't likely the first thought to come to mind. However, in this age of new energy vehicles, the automotive industry, for better or worse, is being dragged kicking and screaming into a new era of smart vehicle technology by a few disruptive startups, and NIO is at the cutting edge of this transformation. Artificial intelligence refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think like humans and mimic their action. The term may also be applied to any machine that exhibits traits associated with the human mind, such as learning and problem solving. The collaboration between NIO and a growing list of partners such as NVIDIA with its Orin technology and Intel Mobileye with its IQ stack is rapidly accelerating both the application and capability of AI across the broader autonomous space. Making the widespread adoption of smart performance-packed EVs a reality is a priority for NIO, and its in-house developed autonomous driving algorithms are a direct result of leveraging AI. In March of 2021, NIO was awarded the Artificial Intelligence Excellence Award for its in-vehicle artificial intelligence system aptly named NOMI, which learns the user's behavior and builds an experience based on human sensory. Finally, NIO's upcoming release of its first sedan in Q1 of 2022, dubbed the ET7, is widely considered a potential game changer, given among a list of other firsts, it's equipped with the world's highest performance AV and robotics processor. Since NIO outsources the assembly of its vehicles, many analysts conclude that such a model presents added risk, as it stands in contrast to how other industry participants operate. The notion being that the company can't directly control quality and price by not owning its facilities, i.e. infrastructure. However, both assumptions and the notion that NIO doesn't operate its production lines are inaccurate. While the company does have a multi-year contractual agreement with Jack Motors to assemble its current line of vehicles, it's of note that NIO's production managers are physically embedded in Jack facilities throughout the day-to-day assembly process. Moreover, the production capacity, which has doubled over the last year to 100,000 units annually, is specifically reserved for the production of NIO vehicles. NIO is also a major partner in the industrial park currently under construction in the capital of Henan province, which reportedly has an annual capacity of 1 million EVs and 100 gigawatt battery output across a 7 square mile complex. This industrial park will cover the entire value chain of intelligent electric vehicles, from software development for autonomous driving, innovative technologies for complete vehicles, batteries, and the construction of the vehicles themselves. Between the NIO-JAC partnership and the Henan Province Industrial Park, this alone represents tremendous infrastructure output and capacity for EV production. However, when you consider NIO's full complement of assets to include its wholly owned subsidiary XPT Engine Production, 400 battery swap stations, 251 power charging stations, 382 destination charging stations, the cooperative charging network, 29 NIO houses, and 337 NIO spaces covering 121 cities, it makes for a convincing argument that NIO has a robust infrastructure and its projected capacity starting in the second half of 2022 is expected to be broadly unmatched. NIO stands out for its strong market position in the fast-growing and exceedingly competitive electric vehicle industry. By focusing on the user experience through the lens of R&D, technology, design, and lifestyle, NIO manages not only to continuously expand its market share, but to influence industry norms and standards with its innovations. Compared to the competition, NIO has a much stronger brand over other EV startups, as well as established legacy manufacturers moving into the EV space. While the company's differentiated approach toward manufacturing, power delivery, and brand building has at times been met with skepticism, there's little argument as to the success the company has enjoyed thus far. Though the automotive industry is notoriously difficult, we've learned that NIO's leadership excels at leveraging its available assets to solve complex problems, and arguably, both its partnerships and its loyal and expanding user base are amongst the company's most valuable assets. As with any business venture, there's always risk involved, and this is especially true when the industry is undergoing rapid change resulting from disruptive technologies. NIO, like other EV industry participants, is susceptible to this risk. Given that the current global EV market is less than 100 million units annually, not every EV manufacturer will achieve global scale. Add to this a crowded space with both new startups and traditional OEMs, a shortage of human capital, supply chain restraint, geopolitical fallout, and historical low vehicle margins, and one begins to question the wisdom of entering this market space. The fact is that the automotive industry is experiencing a catalyst, and over the next 10 to 15 years, it will undergo a generational transformation where only the best positioned companies will reap the benefit of this change. NIO is poised for success in this space as the company has a proven track record of growth and innovation with its battery swap technology, advanced driver assistance system, autonomous driving as a service, battery as a service, and now expansion into international communities. While not every company will achieve a similar scale as Tesla, NIO is positioned for success in this space, representing a significant opportunity in China and an international push toward electric and autonomous vehicles. This concludes my presentation. I'd like to thank you for attending, and I look forward to your feedback.